Hello and welcome to Dice Friends. This is episode 7 of Farmer McFarmson's Farm. We'll be playing with the Toon Rules from Steve Jackson Games. My name is Andrew Cowden. I'll be your animator for this evening. So let's introduce our players before we get started, starting with Kathleen.
Hello, my name is Kathleen, and today I am playing Verity Mouse. I'm a quick change mouse who seems responsible, but will do anything possible to get out of taking responsibility for anything.
Excellent. And Dale.
Salutations, I'm Dale Friesen. I am playing Rocky Turtle, who wants the humans to think that he's really slow, but he needs to be fast in every other situation.
And lastly, but not leastly, Serge.
Hello, everybody. I'm Serge Jaeger. What's that sound? Ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, 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 boom. My God, that's Trilby Turkey's intro music. Hey, Daddy-O, Trilby Turkey here. Just the coolest turkey with all the swag across the whole farm.
Excellent. So this is our Toon Show in the style of Looney Tunes, or what's another one? What's the one with? Oh gosh, he was a cowboy. They were great.
Quick Draw McGraw?
Quick Draw McGraw, like the Fleischer cartoons, the sort of old-fashioned early 20th century, sort of wacky, lots of comical mischief.
I feel like
cartoon
Popeye
violence
is in there as well, probably a little bit.
Yeah,
the old Popeye cartoons.
Oh, totally.
Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
Popeye's shtick was totally eat spinach, get swole, right? Like,
yeah,
right, yeah.
And if he failed the roles, like I can't quite reach my spinach or whatever. I can't remember if he was a pirate or not.
He was Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember if his vocal pattern was more pirate or just sailor. I could just remember the thing.
He had Billy West does a great. This has gone off the rails already. But Billy West, who does the voice of Popeye now, talks about doing it. A lot of people ruin their voice doing Popeye because he's got this growly thing, and everyone puts it out the back and ruins their voice that way. You've actually got to do like a reedy, almost glottal fry. More there in the nose. Wow, blow me down, sort of thing. But anyway, I digress. With my digressions. I'm digression squared. So here we go, back on the farm where our game takes place. On Farmer McFarmson's farm. It's just about sundown on the farm, and Plod the dog has called you all over, looking very serious. She says, "All right, here's the situation. That," and she points to a small cornfield. In this field is a scarecrow and several rows of corn stalks. Rising up from the middle of the field is a full 12 feet high is a single monstrous corn stalk with cobs the size of watermelons. And Plod goes on to say, that is Farmer McFarmson's prize corn stalk. And as you know, the county fair is tomorrow morning, and McFarmson will be very unhappy should something happen to that stalk before he can bring home a blue ribbon with it. Someone needs to guard that thing overnight, and I want my best animals on the job. Now, it just so happens they're all busy, so I'm asking you three. I'm asking the same animals who in the last 2 weeks alone have burnt down a barn and sunk a municipal ferry. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Honestly, I'm overworked, and I'm not thinking straight. At least that pig isn't around, and no one really knows what happened to that buff sheep in the college sweater. But anyway, I'm counting on you. So don't screw it up. And Plod plods back to the farmhouse, curls up on the porch, and falls into a dead sleep. So, oh yes, Dale had questions?
I was wondering if we could have either a hatchet or some kind of saw, like a lumberjack saw.
Absolutely. You knock yourself out. She wakes back out and she runs back over. Says, "What, a saw? Yeah, you can have a saw. Look, the tool shed's over there. It's unlocked. You get whatever you want, and you can use it in there." Any other questions?
No, Mommy-O, you rest up. You just leave this into our extra capable hands.
Okay, good, because I need to sleep. All right? Thank you. I'll see you later. And she plods all the way back. It's a comic distance to go all the way back and come back. She all the way back to the porch and curls up and falls fast asleep. Now, so we have Rocky getting a saw. Is there anything else you'd like to prepare as the sun is going down? It's getting quite dark out there. Anything you need to stay up for the night, or anything you want to prepare?
Can we get like some gasoline and some matches?
Can you? Of course you can. Let's say that is also in the tool shed.
All right. So I'm going to need some help carrying all this. Trilby?
Oh, right on, little daddy-o.
So
I
this
don't
is
know how we're going to protect the corn stalk with these tools, but I look forward to it.
This is a two-man saw like you would
Okay.
use on a big tree.
Yeah? All right.
Excellent.
I'm carrying the saw right now. Hey, what's up, Mommy Verity Mouse? I'm helping Rocky Turtle with the saw right now so we can protect the corn stalk.
Because I assume we have to cut the stalk down and take it someplace safe, right? That's what we're doing?
I mean,
Oh,
if that's what you think the plan is, Rocky. Verity, meanwhile, is sort of like walking along in contemplation. He's like, Plot is very tired and is very sad. So this means when something goes wrong tonight, as it inevitably does, Plot will not be able to rescue us. Something very bad might happen. So Verity is worried.
Oh, maybe we should ignore the corn stalk and guard Plod and make sure she gets a good night's sleep.
You know what? I think that's a great idea. Because you know what, Daddy-o? It's like corn comes and it goes with the seasons, you know, but Plod is eternal. And I think as long as Plod is happy in the morning, it doesn't really matter. Like, again, the results don't matter, it's just what you think.
So here's the deal, though. She did say that stock of the special corn was very special, and Farmer McFarmerson would be sad. But she also said that Farmer McFarmerson wanted to put all the best animals on it, but they were all busy, so she had to come to us. But do you know who the best animal is? It's Plod. We need to somehow get her to the cornstalk.
Or, okay, so you said she was on the porch?
Yes.
Can we cut down the corn stalk and shove it under the porch, and then we can guard both of them at the same time?
Perfect.
Better idea, Rocky. What if we cut down the porch and bring it to the cornstalk? Nobody messes with Plod. So if Plod is there, the cornstalk's going to be safe. We don't mess with the cornstalk. No, we just mess with the porch. Win-win, Daddy-o. Win-win.
So we have a saw that could cut the corn stalk down. How do we cut? Oh, does anybody have a flamethrower?
We can use the saw. We just have to turn it up. Sorry, what's up, Verity?
What if remember how those termites came and ate the floor out of the barn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We should talk to them and see, since we gave them such an incredible prom, if they'll do us a solid and eat a circle around Plod so we can just lift up the section of porch that she's on and carry it away.
You're pretty strong, right, Rocky? Could you balance Plod the dog on your back?
That is a good. That sounds like a roll to me. If you want to do that,
I have pickup heavy thing of 4.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it can be a 2-person job, Rocky. So here's the plan. Here's the plan.
I could invite her inside my shell, and she could.
No. She might wake up then. She might wake up.
Oh, right. Yes.
She has to have a good night's sleep for this whole thing. So we find a way. I'm picturing this. Picture this. Go on this journey with me, Daddy-o and Mommy-o. Go on this journey with me. So we cut a hole around Plod. Then Plod doesn't fall. Nay, we majestically catch her gently like a feather. And then quietly, boom, 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 boom. We carry her over to the cornstalk, and then bam, bam, we do it. Everybody wins. Plot is there. The corn is safe. She gets a good night's sleep, and we are the heroes and just the coolest farm animals on the entire farm.
Okay. Verity, you had a hand up.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think that Plod might wake up while some of that happens, but I know where Farmer McFarmerson keeps the horse tranquilizers in the barn.
That's such a good idea.
So let's get some Quaaludes.
Okay. So should we do that first? We should probably do that first.
Yes. Let's get some manure kill. All right.
So we make our way to the barn where the horse tranquilizers are kept.
You sure do. Now, I'd planned for this. So let me just get my horse tranquilizer file here. Yeah, here we are. So you go into the barn. Did you say?
Yes, yeah. the large red barn in the center.
You go into the large red barn that burnt down last week, and is now.
Why wouldn't the horse tranquilizers be in the stable?
Oh, the stable.
That's right. They're in the stable. That was our mistake. The barn burnt down, and now they're in the stable.
I got to get the stable file. Hang on. Just put the barn one away. Get the stable one. Here we go. So you go to the
The large red stable.
You go. Yes. You go to the large red stable. And while you go to the large red stable, it's now gotten very dark outside. It is now while you've been futzing about what to do. It's gotten very dark, and you can see dark shadows passing in the air, just sort of flying over, looking around, flying back.
Ooh,
So
is it the termites?
That sure would be convenient, Daddy-O.
Well, you go to the stable. And they're not the. No, we'll leave it as a mystery for now. I won't tell you what it is yet. We go to the stable, and indeed there are the horse tranquilizers, but the horse tranquilizers are behind a very large horse, a Clydesdale named Ed, who is eating a jar of peanut butter, and we know this horse. He's not the best tempered of horses, and he does not like to be disturbed while he's eating peanut butter. We know this. So how are you going to get the horse tranquilizers if you still want to get them? They're behind Ed in the stable. That's what's happening.
I have fast talk. Verity, would you like to do something else?
Oh no, go ahead. If you have fast talk, you should handle it.
I'm gonna go up.
Tell him we'll also give him a. We'll get one for him too if he wants one.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna swagger on up because that's how I roll. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, hey there, horse daddy-o. You having a good night? Well, glad to hear it, because I got a proposition for you right now. You know, Plod, she's getting really stressed, and there's only one thing that can help get her a good night's sleep tonight. That's those horse tranquilizers you got right there. Now, we don't have to tell the farmer. We don't have to tell Check's Notes, hold Persephone, the other horse, that we're pinching her stash of horse tranquilizers. You get one, Plod gets one, the whole farm gets a good night's sleep because Plod's happy. Win-win.
Let me get this straight. Bird, you want me to let you into that medicine cabinet over there, and you're gonna get a horse tranquilizers. Is that what you're trying to talk me into?
That's right, Daddy-o. That's right, Daddy-o. But for the good of the whole farm.
Yeah. Do you have any medical experience?
Well, I'm a certified doctor of turkeys.
Really?
Yeah, they also call me the doctor of love.
And you can be using these horse tranquilizers on turkeys?
Well, no, on horses like yourself, you'll be getting one.
You're going to stick me with a horse tranquilizer? I
mean, we all know the joy of a horse tranquilizer, so I figured you'd be okay with having a little bit once we also got one for Plod.
Uh-huh. What do you want, bro? What do you want, Turtle? What?
This is a question for Andy, not for Ed.
Oh, yes?
To take advantage of this distraction to sneak past Ed.
Okay. I'm going to make you roll for that.
That seems fair.
Well, how about I roll my fast talk as well to see how engrossing we are in this conversation?
That's a good point. Let's roll fast talk first.
All right. So my fast talk skill is a 6, and I rolled a 5, so I have a success.
All right.
So Ed is being fast talked. Ed is getting caught up in my words right now. And meanwhile, Rocky, who's going to be very fast and very sneaky.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's Rocky, and then there's just a turtle-shaped cloud of dust that sort of dissolves. And Rocky is over at the door because I have a sneak of 8 and I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. Excellent. Perfect. Well, yes, that happens. You get it perfectly. And Ed the horse is now, you know, Turkey, I didn't like you just to look at you. I got something about game fowl wearing headgear.
You know what? That's fair, Daddy-o. That's fair, Daddy-o. And I know you love your peanut butter and you don't like to be interrupted. So, all right.
Oh, something got me in my posterior. What is it? What is that? And he can't see very well because he's a horse. What is it?
It's okay, Ed. Just go to sleep, Daddy-o. It's all a dream.
And Ed slumps onto the ground with his muzzle covered in peanut butter. This is sadly a typical night for Ed.
All right. Good job, Rocky Daddy-O. Good job, Rocky. All right, we got the horse tranquilizer. The horses will never even know we're in here.
There's one for you.
Horse tranquilizers for everybody. Look under
All
your
right.
chairs.
You know what, Daddy-O? I'm not going to judge. And he puts it in his back pocket.
All right, I give one to Verity.
Yeah, sure, it's huge.
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
My shell.
All
I'm
right.
not sure
let's go
Plod
make
needs
sure that
photos.
let's go give Plod that good night's sleep that she deserves.
All
All right. So as you leave the stable,
Mm-hmm.
and I suppose you're heading towards Plod with your horse tranquilizers. It's very dark now. It's getting towards midnight in the middle of the night, and there is now. I guess there's no real perception roll here, but let's it's fun to know anyway. So as you walk over, you can notice that the scarecrow in the field with the corn has started to twitch, and indeed has started to kind of through jerky, uncoordinated moments, sort of hop over on its wooden peg in the direction of the corn stalk.
Okay, we should tranquilize the scarecrow first.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's absolutely.
You know what, Mama and Daddy-O? Yeah.
All right.
Now, look, I don't know if I've already been dipping into this horse tranquilizer or not, but last I checked, scarecrows are supposed to scare crows, not us.
Oh, so we shouldn't be scared then. Good to know.
Ah,
All right,
All right.
let's
Let's stick it where the sun don't shine. Just underneath, because
So, have I ever had a conversation with this scarecrow?
No, as far as you know, this scarecrow is an inanimate object. That's got a has got like a stuffed potato sack face with a hat, a bunch of old crows, and is a bunch of clothes hanging off of a framework. Did I
Okay.
say crows? I meant clothes.
So that sounded like a no.
No, you have never spoken to this. Well, there was one lonely afternoon, Rocky, where you were out in the field by yourself. You were feeling a little philosophical, and you had yourself an existential moment. Let's say.
So I'd been in lockdown for too long.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
tune
this-
the deep field stream. Sorry.
All right. So what? So yes. What action are you taking with this scarecrow?
Running up and sticking it with a horse tranquilizer.
Running up and sticking the horse
The
tranquilizer.
most direct approach possible, I see.
Yeah.
Let's call that an attack. Let's do your fight
Okay.
roll.
I rolled a 7 and my fight is 8.
Your fight is 8. Good. Well, you stick this tranquilizer into the scarecrow, and you hear a muffled squawk. It goes, "Ah!" And it starts. Something inside of the scarecrow starts to rumble and starts flipping out and batting against the inside of the clothes, and you hear more squawking.
Guys, I think the scarecrow has a parasite. Don't worry, buddy. We're going to get that thing out of you.
Yeah, it's okay. The parasite should fall asleep with the horse tranquilizers as well, Daddy-O.
Yeah,
Oh,
keep
we
sticking it.
We tranquilized the scarecrow, who really ought to have a name.
Sure. What do we call what does Rocky name the scarecrow?
Something like, so was he full of straw? What does it look like this scarecrow is presenting as male? Like, what are the clothes that I'm seeing here? I'm also looking for pronouns.
I'm guessing they're very old farm clothes. So I'm overalls, plaid shirts,
So non-gendered.
fairly non-gendered unisex work clothes.
So we need a non-gendered name.
How about Old Strawry?
Yes, Old Strawry. That sounds non-gendered. So Old Strawry has parasites. And I've jabbed Old Strawry, but I don't know what to do about the parasites.
Try to jab those too.
I agree.
We're coming.
All right.
Can we say Verity is riding Trilby as like he hustles down, and we both just are carrying enormous things of horse tranquilizers.
All right. All together now, Mamio. Let's stab this thing. And I guess we roll like an attack tandem with tranquilizer darts.
Okay. All right. Well. All right.
I
Well,
rolled my first ever crit success. I got a snake eye.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So
How did you do, Verity?
I rolled under. I figured like zip or speed would be good because I'm just gonna try to like continue my momentum off you. I'm not gonna try to push anything in. I'm just gonna like get you to fling me, and I'm gonna try to steer it. So maybe I don't know. I rolled a 5, so that's a pass. So I'm gonna say I'm able to successfully just like hold on to this thing and make sure it doesn't hit the ground. It just hits old Strawry in the shoulder, I guess. Ugh.
Excellent. So you both land 2 sound hits on poor old Straw. He's getting so filled up with horse tranquilizers.
Yeah.
He
Just
is.
shh. Go to sleep, Daddy-O. Just go to sleep.
So you hear 2 very sharp squawks. You go, and then some wild ruffling that gets slowly slower, and then stops, and then you see what was a fairly evenly stuffed scarecrow before. You see now that a lot of the internal insides have now started sliding down the scarecrow and down one pant leg and now into a single boot. And now there's a lot of weight in that boot, so the boot pops off, and inside you can now see 3 very drugged out crows.
It's the
Who-
crows.
It wasn't even
scarecrows-
sorry.
This old Strawry didn't work. It didn't scare any crows.
Oh gosh.
no.
So now you have a bucket full of scarecrows, and I'm going to say only half of a horse tranquilizer left.
You know what? I imagine half is going to be enough to make sure old Plod doesn't wake up here. I think we can still continue with our original plan.
Are there more crows?
There are always more crows, but not that you can see yet.
Oh,
Not that you can see yet.
perfect.
In fact, up in the distance, there comes another shadow that passes in front of the moon. For a brief moment, circles and then flies back away. That's what's happening with the crows. But right now, your stock, the Farmer McFarmson's prize corn stock, is still there. You're doing a great job. And hey, look at the time. It's around 4:30 in the morning. The dawn's coming. Dawn's coming, and you still got your corn safe now. Is there any what else are you going to do to keep this thing intact?
Is it time to chop it down?
Well, we could chop it down or we could bring Plot over. And I'm kind of 50-50 on both, Daddy-O.
I feel like it's pretty late at night to go looking for the termites. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't see them. I wasn't at the prom, but they could. I don't know. I don't know where to find them. That's a you guys' call.
What do you think, Verity?
Well, we don't have our saw either, right?
We have a saw. Yes,
Oh,
we have
a saw.
the big lumberjack saw.
Oh,
So we could keep it safe by
Unless
bringing it
the
over to
crows
Plot.
got rid of it.
oh no,
Because
I
we
don't.
got that first before we went for the tranquilizers.
Well, we still have the half dose left for Plod. And like Mamio and Daddy-O, I'm easy either way. These are both genius ideas that I can't see possibly going wrong.
I feel like we have to give Plod her horse tranquilizers sooner rather than later.
Yeah, or else she won't sleep through the night.
Okay, so we should do that. My question is, do we drag the corn stalk along behind us, or do we abandon it here with the crows?
I think we just bring Plot to it. I think.
But the way we were going to bring Plot
Yeah.
to it was with the termites
Oh,
eating the.
good
That's
call,
what I'm saying.
Daniel.
I don't know if we can get the termites at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they're in bed because they're all teenagers and they need their sleep. That would
Do you
be
think
rude
we're
to
strong
wake
enough
up.
to just carry Plot? Like with the horse tranquilizers, we put a scarecrow and a horse to sleep. Maybe Plot would just sleep through being carried over.
So I think you're the largest person here, Trilby.
Ah,
If I stretch my legs out, I can touch both sides of a supper plate.
yeah, you're right. Plot's really big. Okay, Let's bring the corn over. I think that's a good idea, Daddy-O.
Right, yes, because the corn's way smaller than Plod.
Oh, wait. Verity raises an excellent point here. The corn is 12 feet tall. Plot isn't 12 feet tall.
I mean, Farmer McFarmerson's going to have to come and cut it down anyhow. Why don't we just get a head start on it? We're helping.
Okay, how many prize ears are there?
Yeah, maybe we just have to bring the ears of corn, not the whole stalk.
That is a good question. I do not know how many cobs typically are on one stalk. I'm guessing less. I'm guessing between 8 and 5. How does that sound?
So 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Call it even 6.5. No, we'll do
6.5 ears of corn. Perfect.
Right.
That
All right.
holy average, which is why it's so prized.
Perfect.
6.5 ears of corn. Right.
Let's bring her an ear of corn and
All
put the
right.
horse tranquilizer in it. It's like a garnish.
Oh.
Okay, so
Ooh.
we want to keep a good ear safe. So could we pull that off and I could stick it in my shell?
That's an excellent idea. All right. Now, how do we get up? This is the tallest corn stalk I've ever seen, and none of them are easily within reach.
I'm
Well,
going to
you're
try
a
to
bird,
climb
just
it.
fly up.
No, I'm a flightless bird. We keep talking about this, Rocky
Oh,
Daddy.
okay.
Yeah, you have the most experience with flight. I could try. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Verity.
Oh, well, I failed to climb this. So I'm like, wait, I'll just climb up.
Okay, what if I run really, really fast? I could just start running around it and go all the way up and then
Oh.
grab an ear of corn and
Perfect.
then leap off.
Excellent. What a great plan.
That'll
And-
work, right?
And Trilby will catch you in his hat.
Oh,
I will
excellent.
absolutely catch you. All right, Daddy-O. And I've got my hat out, and I'm just doing the thing where, yeah.
Andy, should I roll on my incredible speed for this?
I think you should, and then after that we'll have a roll for Surge's catching ability. So let's do that. What's the speed skill?
So it's my shtick. I
Mhm.
have incredible speed, which I have that at 6, and I rolled a 5.
Excellent. Okay, well
Where's
let's.
all our skills? No wonder this is going so quickly.
All right. So yes, let's say you do that. Let's say you're going around it. How does this work again? How is he going so fast in a circle that he actually he achieves altitude?
Like
he's-
a
So-
velodrome.
Oh,
Yeah. It's not like Speedy Gonzalez, right? Like I just
sure, yeah.
Enough momentum that he's able actually to run it right up the side, and gravity isn't fast enough to catch him and pull him down.
Yeah.
Very good. So that is exactly what happened. You run up and you're getting the half cob. Is that what you're looking for? Is it?
No, I'm one of the full cobs
Okay.
because we want to keep this safe, right? Because we're guarding it, but we can't guard the whole stock if we're just going to leave. So we're going to
Absolutely.
guard this one ear so that he can enter this in the contest tomorrow.
Absolutely. So you do your Speedy Gonzalez shtick all the way up, and you get to the watermelon-sized cob, which is
Right.
roughly, I'm guessing, the size of yourself. And you get this thing in your mouth, like you clip it off the stalk. Oh, you got hold of it.
Yeah, I'm just so my weight is going to break it off the stalk, and I'm just going to fall.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, you do that. You zoom all the way, zip, clench, and then a very abrupt snap, and then plummeting, whistling, whoo, down, and we see Surge about two watermelon-sized objects.
I'm doing the like, I got you, I got you, I got you. And as we see this shadow, the moon is casting the perfect shadow that's getting progressively larger and larger in the area that I'm at underground.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just do a muscle roll here. I'm gonna default to muscle to see if I'm strong enough to catch you. And
This can only be good.
so my muscle is 4,
Mhm.
and I rolled a 10,
Okay.
which is not the worst possible fail, but pretty dang close to it. So I think there's either one of two funny ways that this could go.
Mhm.
Funny way number 1 is like, I got you. And then it's actually just facing like 180 degrees the wrong way, hits the ground behind me. Or I could be in the shadow and they miss the hat and it hits me. You Andy, up to you if you have a preference as to which of the two of those you'd prefer.
I think because 10 is such a fail that it has to hit you. They have to hit you, and they have to drive you into the ground. So that there is your head, there is Rocky's body, and then there's the corn cob sort of sticking out of the ground like three spears like that.
So I just got Rocky as a bird in a corner of the cob floating around my head, and I'm just like, oh God.
Precisely. Verity, you was something to say.
Can I use my shtick to quick change into a paramedic's outfit?
Yeah, please try.
I fail. What do I turn into? Oh no! Fling.
Oh gosh, what would be the worst thing? I would say you turn into a Jason Voorhees type character with a chainsaw.
How big's my chainsaw?
Large enough to cut down a stalk of corn if you roll well. But also your friends are in pain.
Right. I put the chains. I turn it off and I put it down. And I take the Jason mask and use it to start digging out. And then I'm like, wait, I'm a mouse, and I start digging.
Oh, Trilby, how you feeling? What's going through your mind right now?
So no, you go ahead.
Okay. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, whoa, Verity, where did you come from, Mamio? I had the weirdest dream, and you were there, and Rocky was there, and crows were people, and we were getting all sorts of people partying up on horse tranquilizers. It's the weirdest thing.
Did Trilby land on the horse tranquilizer?
Oh no, that's too good not to happen. That's too good not to happen. So it was such a bad. Not only were you knocked into the ground, but if and when you do get pulled out, I see Verity, you're scrounging to get them out. Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go. You get out of the ground. You fluff yourself off, and there is sticking out of your rear end a syringe that has had its plunger spent, and you are now half full of half a dose of horse tranquilizers. Is no joke for a turkey.
Man, I haven't felt like this since the last barn burner party we went to, Daddy-O's.
But that was us burning down the barn on purpose.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, this has happened, and it's very quiet out in the country. Typically very quiet. There's you can hear animal sounds, but there's no traffic. It's and from far down the farm, say about 200 meters, you hear a large engine start up. It's like a diesel is going like serious business engine starting up, and then the creaking of plant life under something very large that has just started to move. This is as far as you can tell
already. I don't know, Daddy-O's.
Okay, so I'm going to put the ear of corn in my shell.
Mm-hmm. Which you can do because it's a magic shell. It's like a cartoon logic shell. Yeah,
it's my tortoise.
Your tortoise.
And does this sound like the farm combine, or there's a tractor? Do we recognize? Can we roll something to?
I wish there was a perception. I always want to do perception, but what's the closest thing? Chutzpah or
under smarts? There is see, hear, smell. I don't know if it's a knowledge check though, but there's like a spot check-ish sort of thing.
See, I should have read the rule book. I would have known that. But yes, let's do that. Let's have all three of you roll against your smarts to see if you can recognize what this thing is.
I pass.
I fail.
I imagine with the tranquilizer, I'm just like, did anybody see this huge stalk of corn? This is enormous, Daddy-O's.
Okay. Well, Verity, you happen to know, and as a mouse, you've got to be very alert for large predators and things like this. And this is pretty much unmistakably the farm's combine harvester that has started up somewhere in, let's say, north, as coming at you right immediately. It doesn't move that quickly, but it is definitely coming at you and towards you and the stalk.
You gonna tell us this?
Yes, I recount that information. Why is somebody's driving the combine harvester is coming straight for us? I can hear it.
So we have this can of gasoline and some fire starters.
You certainly do.
We could run up to the combine harvester and blow it up.
Oh, we should make sure Farmer McFarmerson's not driving it first, though, because then his children would be very sad.
Okay. So step one, find out who's driving it.
Yeah.
And determine whether we're going to be making his children sad, which we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And step two, blow it up either with before or after we kick out the driver.
Well, if Farmer McFarmerson's driving it, I don't think we need to blow it up. But if somebody else is driving it, we should definitely blow it up to protect the corn.
Okay. So I'm going to run over there. Are you coming with? Are you following?
Can I? I can't run as fast as you can.
All right, hop on. I fail.
Oh no! The extra weight throws you off.
So, what happens now is I roll 1d6. On a 1 through 3, I arrive, but I leave my shell behind, which presumably would leave Verity behind. On a 4 through 6, Andy tells me what happens. Would you like to roll this, Andy, or would you like me to roll it?
Well, let's see. I would like you to be the instrument of your own destruction, Dale.
Sure.
If you could roll those for me.
4. So
4.
It's up to you what happens. I failed my roll. Something happens.
Okay. Well, with many with these sort of cartoons, there's often the wind up before the pitch. There's the Tasmanian Devil starts before the zip. So while you're doing that, let's say your limbs are going in perfect circles on either side of you. Those get caught up in the surrounding corn stalks. Ooh. And so it is like it's like getting the cord underneath the is there
like
a
in
cord
the vacuum or something like that?
Yeah, the cord in the vacuum that gets whipped up, and your legs get completely entangled in these corn stalks, and you are rendered immobile. At least
Verity
for the
go firing off at high speed off my shell.
Oh, definitely.
Launch Verity like a cannon.
Good idea. Let's send her headlong into where the combine
harvester. Perfect. That's where I need to go. I need to find out if Farmer McFarmerson is driving or not. All right.
Gosh. This is
welcome to the very first game you've ever GM'd, Andy.
It's good to be here, folks. Much love to everybody. This is wonderful. Okay, well, see, how far do you get? It would be very weirdly cruel of me just to throw you into the mess of gears, but so I'm going to make you roll for it and see if you do. You're going headlong. The combine harvester at this point, let's say it was 200 meters away. Now it's 150 meters. Dawn is just around the corner. You can tell it's getting lighter out there. What you got?
I figured I'm flying, so yes. I'm going to try to not go into the gears. So I roll my dodge, which I pass. So I do not go into the gears. Can we say I skip up onto the windshield or something like that?
I love the idea of you hitting the window of the combine like a bug and just yeah.
This is precisely what happens. And as you've got your little mouth face against the windshield there, you got one eye wide open looking into it, and you can see...
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all I need. You can see about 7 crows piloting this thing. They've got some on what I imagine... I don't know how to drive one of these, but I assume it's like a standard model car. One person's on the gear shift, two are riding the wheel, and you've got one on the gas, and the others are there for moral support. And they see you. They're doing what they're doing. They're going, rah, 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 rah. They're piloting things, and they all look at you on their windshield, and there is a moment of, oh crap, on both sides. And now one of the crow running the gas panics and puts the pedal to the metal, starts accelerating this thing and starts moving even faster. So let's now cut back to Trilby and Rocky here. How are you guys doing where you are in the cornfield?
So I'm all tangled up, and Trilby is tranquilized.
Nah, man, that's a heavy word to use right now, Daddy-O. I'm totally fine. This is a normal state. Look. And I like try and walk in a straight line. See, I got this, Daddy-O. Anyways, you look like you're in a little bit of trouble right here, Daddy-O. And if there's one thing I know that can get rid of a little tangle of weeds, it's fire. And we got this gasoline right now. Here, just let me grab this, and I'm gonna try and get rid of some of these.
We're right at the
weeds.
base of the stalk, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what happens when the entire can of gasoline has been emptied and we start a fire and I'm all tangled up at the base of the stalk?
Is that a question in character? Is that
Well,
That is the reality we have created now.
okay? So
I am
that is what
burying
is
away
hap-
the weeds so that Rocky can get out.
right. So
okay.
that's what happens.
Sure, yeah.
What happens next?
Oh, certainly. Oh gosh. Okay. So you're burning away the weeds that were on Rocky's legs
With
Did
an entire can of gasoline.
With an entire
We poured
can
it
of-
out all
You
around the
poured it
base
out.
of this and around the, and then he lit it.
and then he lit it. Then I think what happens there is a moment in which the weeds that you were entangled in turn to ash very quickly and drop to the ground, and there's a moment of relief. And then the fire turns on your back, bursts into a very large fireball, and now Trilby is very much on fire, and there is a moment of panic.
Do I have time as a speedster between being released and there being a fireball to grab him and run out of there?
Oh, you'd have to roll for that.
Okay, let's roll for that.
I also have amazing luck. Can I just passively roll amazing luck? I have a skill that anytime I would be in danger, I have a chance to just avoid all danger.
What a
This could
time to
sound
use it, if not.
And I passed 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. All right. Well, then, how does your amazing luck manifest then?
Well, we'll see how lucky
failed.
Rocky is here.
You failed.
I
Okay,
failed.
Rocky
Oh.
failed. Rocky,
Oh.
Rocky with his little turtle legs that were all are still in the shape. Although the weeds are gone, they're still in the shape of how they were mangled. And he tries to move and can't. It's like when you've brought home a lot of groceries and you've been like they're very heavy ones with those plastic bags, and you come home and you put the groceries down in your hands. You need to like pick apart your fingers one by one. It's that sort of thing. So Rocky falls on his face. But Trilby, how do you save Rocky?
Ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, 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 boom. And then Trilby is in this like ethereal state right now. Where it's just like, man, this is the greatest dream I've had in the longest time. And I'm now aware of the fact that I'm dreaming, which basically means I'm omnipotent. This is incredible, Daddy-O's. All right, check this out, Rocky. And I'm going to like pick up Rocky and we're going to start walking. But because I'm so out of it, I like trip and fall to the side. And as an explosion happens, the flames just perfectly miss us. And we like stumble forward for a second. And then just like as something was about to fall, it blocks another thing that's about to hit us. It's just this unbelievable series of coincidences where every time I stumble or sneeze or fall to the side, something blocks or twists in the way that anything that would hurt us prevents it from happening. There's like a slipstream of oxygen that pushes the flames away. The wind blows something falls in the way, and we stumble out of the fire area. And I'm just like, oh man, this is great, Daddy-O. This is great. I wonder if I'm ever going to remember this dream. You ever have those dreams where like you wake up and you're like, I'm never going to forget this dream, and then it's gone? Oh, I hope that isn't this dream,
Fantastic. That's great. So Verity, you are on this combine harvester that's moving very quickly now. You're about 75 meters away and closing. If you turn around, you can see that the cornfield is on fire. And but you can see Rocky emerging with Trilby coming out of the cornfield. So now they're safe, but you are coming still towards the cornstalk on this carbine harvester. The great stalk of corn, the 12-foot stalk of prize corn, is still miraculously okay, untouched by the flames. It's still doing okay, but it is surrounded by fire, and the fire's getting closer. You could still pull this out somehow. What do you do, Verity? What do you do?
All right.
No pressure.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So it's not Farmer McFarmson's. It's the crows, which I used to respect, but this is quite naughty. So let's see. I have let's see. How do I stop all these crows? I don't have the matches. I can't blow it up.
Yeah, that was our only plan.
I know, but I'm riding on the outside of a combine harvester. Clearly, this is a James Bond situation. I would like to quick change to look like
Super spy.
Put a tuxedo on.
Yeah, a slightly ripped tuxedo.
Ooh, that's when you know Bond is serious.
I pass. I'm James Bond. I'm dressed as James Bond. It puts me in the mindset of James Bond. Maybe I had a little bit of horse tranquilizer too, and I think I can pull this off. And I take out my tiny mouse pistol, and I'm like, whatever, and I just pew, 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 pew into the windshield.
So let's say that this scares the hell out of these crows. They didn't sign up to be shot at, and they scatter. The crows now go and scatter and completely gone now. They fly the coop and go fly someplace else.
Okay, so if you're James Bond, that means you're an expert at vehicles. You need to harvest the flames. Like just get the blades to bring the flames and put them in the bin. Yes. And they'll be all nice. Yeah.
All right. All I have to do is get into the cab and start steering the combine harvester as a mouse, which I'm sure I can. You know what? James Bond can overcome anything. So
true. Greatest spy in the world.
All right. Well, I rolled a 10, so I fail on that. I feel like I should have to pass some sort of physical check. And we'll say I can get myself inside the cab because I don't think that's hard. But the problem being I'm a mouse and the wheel for a combine harvester is very heavy. So I'm sort of hanging off the top and I'm like, oh, I can't turn it. Oh, no.
Excellent. Well, let's say, you're doing that. You have no control over it. And so you don't accomplish what you want to do. So let's say you are able to get it an inch. That makes it start. It's at like 30 meters now. It's super close, and it just starts to bank, still into the flaming corn stalks, but also a little more towards Rocky and Trilby.
Like, hey,
pick us up so we can help.
Quick, hop aboard, but don't go up the front. Come around the side.
Is this a combine, Daddy?
I do whatever Verity's telling you to do.
Imagine
She's
Rocky
in a tuxedo. He's obviously, in charge.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what happened there? You guys getting on? You guys getting on? Okay. So
there's 3 of us now. That means one can operate the pedals, one can steer, and the other can gear shift.
Well, how about both of you just pull on this and help me steer the steering wheel away from the corn stalk?
Absolutely, Verity. This is a dream. I can do anything.
Drive vehicle is a zip skill. Who's good at zip?
Oh, that I am. Is it really a zip skill?
It is.
I passed.
All right. I will use my muscles to assist you. And I pass. So if we have her knowledge of piloting and my muscles, Rocky, how do you contribute?
I'm just being, so it took like 7 or 8 crows, so there are a lot of jobs to do, but if I'm fast enough, I can push this button and pull that lever and, I can sit on the clutch and I'm just zipping around.
Absolutely. Well, with that success roll, I'm guessing you do that. You completely miss the burning cornfield, and it's now coming towards the farmhouse, and but you're working on things. You're steering, and you're hitting the brake, and you're hitting the gears, and everything's right, and it comes to a halt right in front of the porch, just as the sun is coming up. Over this beautiful farm. It is now dawn. The lights in the farmhouse are coming on, and Plod yawns, looks up, and sees the 3 of you on a carbine harvester standing right in front of the porch that you would thankfully have not destroyed. And she goes, "Oh, what did you get up to? What's the corn? Where's the corn?" And she,
I pull the watermelon-sized corn out of my shell, and I'm like, "Here, This ear's for you.
And that's the end. That's the end. Congratulations. Congratulations, folks. You saved one corn cob. I'm going to say the stock burnt down. The rest of the stock is clearly up in flames at this point. But you did save one corn cob. And we'll say that's the end. And then we've got the the lens closes in.
Yeah.
Well done, folks. Well done. This was very fun. And we'll call that for the first half of our Dice Friends Farmer McFarmson's Farm. Join us in a couple minutes for the second half, our bonus episode. Very excited about it.
Stick around.
Welcome back to Dice Friends, episode 7 of Farmer McFarmson's Farm. It's time for our bonus episode. Paul, will you please spin that art?
Spin that art. Oh.
Toon Noir, folks.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, my goodness. I love it. I love it.
I'm so happy.
And so, take a good look at your characters down there. Aren't they great? Isn't the Featherweight very good at what he does? Marvelous. So I've got
I got to resize my Google Meet. Oh, there she is. So I could see my character art. Oh, Verity looks so cool. All right. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, here we go. I got some box text. The year is 1941. The town, San Francisco. It's a rainy day in the city by the bay. The water splashes up from the gutter, soaking every soul in sight, but never quite washing away the criminal filth in the alleyways or the corruption on Nob Hill. The camera pulls up when we see a brownstone office building. The painted letters on the window read, Mouse, Turtle, and Turkey, private investigators. So, detectives, what's your office look like? Tell us about that.
I think there's sort of a watery area in one corner where I like to lounge so that when our clients come in who are more aquatic in nature, they can hang out with me and there'll be rocks in there because, we're not a lavish place, but I can sit in there and I apparently have a mustache, so I'll be twirling that.
So you walk down a long, dim hallway. The carpets are faded from countless footsteps and countless years of neglect, and there's a door with our logo on it. If you open the door, in the middle of the room, the back of the wall is covered in like old legal books, but there's a big desk. To the left, of course, there's all the rocks in the pond. And in that big desk, there's a large chair. And on the large chair is an average-sized turkey with its legs up, and the hat is down, and he's just napping right there. And there's the detective. There's the detective desk front and center. But there's 3 chairs, but there's only one in it right now. All 3 of us sit at this desk equally as equals.
Excellent. Good business model.
Actually, can I have a teeny desk on top of the desk?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Very good.
So Trilby wanted us to all be equals, and so he worked hard to get this desk, and they got the 3 chairs, and I'm off in the pond, and you're in like your own desk, and he's like, no, this is the. Anyway,
my desk's on my third of the big desk, though.
Yeah.
Maybe I've decorated it so Trilby's third is all like scattered papers and stuff like that, and like my third, I've got like tasteful doll furniture that I've arranged.
There should be old cigar butts that are put out there in addition to everything else, and a Scotch glass. Just a Scotch glass. There's nothing else, but just an empty Scotch glass is put in there. I want to try the film noir monologue where he just sits there. It was a hard time being a detective, Daddy-O. Work had been slow, and my love life had been even slower. I was wondering what was in town, what was coming up for a turkey out of luck in a town like this when they walked in.
Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, Verity and Rocky, do you hear him talking to himself like this?
I want us to all get detective monologues.
Yeah, I think but I think the answer is yes. Yeah. I think this is just a thing that we do.
Yeah, we practice our detective monologues with each other and then give each other constructive feedback.
Yeah, so, he finishes up and it's like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, friends. I've been practicing.
That's very good and very accurate to what I had written down too. It is towards the end of the day. You all get a shot in this monologue, but for the nonce, it is the end of the day, and we a shadow falls on the frosted glass of your office door, and you hear a knock.
All right, quick, do a monologue to receive the knock.
Go ahead, Kathleen.
Oh, me?
Sure.
All right. I had just finished vacuuming the last of Trilby Turkey's cigar ash out of my tiny carpet when I heard a knocking at the door. I went, oh, at least the place is presentable. Come in, I said, as they entered our office. Tall, question mark?
Exactly.
Shadowy?
Very good. Yes, the tall, shadowy figure walks in. It's Olivia Chicken. She is dressed in the nines, the feathers on her head impeccably coiffed, her neck bedecked with much expensive but tasteful jewelry. She says, "Am I in the right place?"
I think that then Rocky takes it.
Yeah.
It was this dame again. We'd seen her before. She had this insatiable interest in turkey. But we never quite knew, was she on our side or the other side?
Hello? Am I in the right? I'd like to think I'm on your side.
If you're here for work, we're available for hire.
Actually, I am. If this is the private guest investigators I've heard so much about. I know I've seen you around Trilby. Hello, good to see you. I have a little problem. I was hoping you could help me with.
Why don't you pull up a chair? Tell us all about your troubles.
Right, and she does so. She grabs one of the chair that Verity isn't using, one of the larger chairs that Verity isn't using, and she sits down. She puts her little purse on her lap, and she says, "Well, the thing is, my cousin has gone missing. He's been missing for 3 days. We received a ransom note skewered to our front gate," and she produces a piece of paper. And hands it to you. And on this paper, there are cutout letters glued to it that just says, "We've got him. Give us money."
Forward. Clearly the work of organized criminals.
Yeah. She says, my family is very rich and well known in the public eye. I'd rather not go to the police. So I'm coming to you, folks, whom I hear very good things of, especially you, Trilby. It's a very nice tie you've got on there.
All right, I'm gonna monologue again. It's like, yeah, the Chicken family. On the one hand, they appear righteous, but everyone knows they're just a bunch of bad eggs, especially that Oliver Chicken.
Is that the cousin that got kidnapped?
Yeah, I just named that person. That's Oliver. Oliver is the person who got kidnapped. Why not?
He is. It wasn't meant to be, but I like that. Oliver Chicken. Why
They're
not?
twins,
Yes.
Oliver and Olivia.
Yes, Oliver and Olivia Chicken. That's right. Oh, I miss my brother Oliver. He was some people, as you said, called him a bad egg. I disagree with that. I think I liked my brother very much. He got into trouble every now and then. So what? We all do. And she gets a little weepy. She pulls out one of those dainty white handkerchiefs. I just miss it so much. I just want it back. It's all I want. Yes, Verity.
Miss Chicken. Miss Chicken, please stop crying. Oh God. No, stop. Pat. Okay. So, Miss Chicken, by the state of this ransom note, the ransom note is either written by idiots or your family must have an idea of who to pay.
Maybe the former, because it didn't say anything. I don't know who these people are. All I know, I'm guessing because my brother is Oliver. I'll write that down and cross out the other name. Is yeah. So he did get into some trouble. It's true. He's always hanging out at that Dodge Club and getting into trouble. We're always so worried about him. But other than that, I don't know what it could possibly be.
Well, the Dodge Club. It has to be the Dodge Club. I swore I'd never go back, but here it is, haunting me again. All right, I accept my fate.
Okay.
Does that mean you take the job?
Yeah. And we're going to go with the usual thing. Payment after the job is done, non-negotiable.
But 50% up front and plus expenses.
Oh. Your expenses are going to be beforehand. Good.
Well, no, but we have an account for them.
Oh, certainly. All right. Well,
we'll submit that.
Okay. Well, I'll just give you a blank check Here we go. And she
Perfect.
signs,
Thank you.
takes it out of her little notebook and signs it, Olivia Chicken, and hands that to you.
Verity very carefully hands you a receipt and puts it in a ledger book.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Well, yes. Well, it's so. Thank you so much, detectives. I'm so glad you're with me in this, especially you, Trilby. I'll see you around later. Maybe go for a walk in the park.
I dip my Trilby at her, but I don't say anything because I'm in a film noir.
Well, and she gets up and she slinks out and closes the door behind her.
Mm.
So do we transition? Is there like a wipe and we're at the Dodge Club?
We get an old-timey taxi.
No, actually, you have a car. You have a company car.
Oh.
It's Carl, the inflatable company car, which I've got here as an old Packard because I love how old Packards look. I love old cars, man. And so yeah, you hop in Carl, and he says, "Where are we going to?" And you give him the address, and he drives himself over to what appears to be a out of the way place just on the edge of downtown. It's there's a big sign that says Dodge Auto Mechanics, and there's oily rags around, and they've got a couple of cars on blocks there, and you can see under one of the cars on blocks in the garage of this Auto Mechanics that you can see somebody is underneath one of them tinkering around. You can see two large rodent feet sticking out from underneath.
I'm picturing like stairs going from underneath one of these cars down into a speakeasy or something.
Ah, well, don't get ahead of me, Dale.
Quick monologue it. A lot of people thought the Dodge Club was the place to get your automobile serviced. What most people didn't know was underneath was the best speakeasy in the whole town that no one was talking about. The Dodge Club.
All right, let's say Trilby, you kick one of his feet, one of this rodent's feet, and he looks up. He rolls himself out, and it's Dodge the Rat, and he looks up and he sees you, and he sees Rocky, who he knows is one of the regulars, and he also sees Verity there. He said, "You're back again so soon."
We're here for work today, not pleasure. Make it easy for the both of us.
And we have an expense account on this job, so we could expense the tips.
That's right, Daddy-O.
Oh, very good. Well, then Dodge rolls because he's on one of those sort of roller boards, and he rolls out, and and he pulls on a hammer that is on the ground. He picks her. He sort of there's a hammer laying on which should be like some sort of tool table, and he picks it up, and it's on a chain that starts a chain reaction where one of the blocks on cars pivots out of the way, and there is indeed a stairwell that leads down.
This is when he was last seen. Oliver, the bad egg, the rotten egg. Let's see if we can find any clues.
So normally I would be the first person to go down, but in this particular case, I'm going to wait until Verity and Trilby have gone down the stairs, and then I'm going to punch Dodge in the face.
Oh, okay.
Stay away from my sister. And then I'm going down the stairs.
So Dodge just, ow! God! Gosh, why did you, why? And he shouts sort of impotently after you. Oh, then she likes me, for goodness sake. I go, what do you? And as you sort of hear his complaints from up there, as you say, all three go down the spiral staircase. And at the end of the spiral staircase is a metal door with one of those sliding panels on at what would be face height for a human being. I don't know why it's up there, but it is.
There's a lower one for mice too.
Yes, there is a lower panel for shorter animals that want to go to this club.
You want to take it, Verity?
Oh, sure. Knock, knock.
The panel up top opens up, and then
I point down.
The panel up top closes, and the lower panel opens up, and you see what you see is a lot of teeth, a lot of jagged, hype alpha predator teeth, and you can hear the breathing sounds of what is a reverse scuba gear suit that is attached to the gills of Finn the shark, who is working the door. And he says, "Hi, Verity. How you doing?"
Hi, Finn. Can we have a table for 3, please?
"You certainly can, but you got to know today's password."
Is it we have an expense account for this job, and I'll just give you like a $5 tip?
It's 1930s money.
"You're right. It is swordfish. Come on in." And he takes the $5. And puts it in his tuxedo, and he closes the sliding panel, and he opens up the door, and you enter the Dodge nightclub. Let's say you head. So the air is full of cigarette smoke and jazz. Kiss My Whiskers Mouse Quartet, headed by Kiss McGrits on vocals, is playing on a small stage at one end of the club. The floor is littered with cabaret tables occupied with animals of both shady and glamorous varieties. Away from the band are several craps tables, a couple of roulette wheels, and a bar. This is what you walk in, and Finn says, "Right this way," and he takes you over to a free cabaret table that can sit 3 comfortably with, and he props up a tiny little mouse chair on the table.
Thank you.
"You're welcome." Goes back to the door. So the club is a hopping. It's going really well. It's now well into the evening. People are drinking. People are gambling. People have a good time. There's a bar with a bartender. People singing on stage, people to talk to.
All right. Are there any other chickens in here?
There are no chickens that you can see. There are some geese. There are some. What are here? There's some geese. There's a kangaroo tending bar. There is a snail running as a croupier running a roulette wheel, but no chickens that you can see.
I wonder if the chickens ran afoul of the geese. Maybe we should start there.
And Finn goes, "Oh, that was a terrible pun. Oh, I hate puns. You watch yourself, Trilby. No more of that. You're out."
Hey, wait, Finn, before you leave, what do you know about Oliver Chicken?
Oh,
We slide him another $5 bill.
Oh, thank you. Is that a wait? There's old slang for a $5 bill. Is that a Finn? You slipped Finn a Finn. Yeah. Oh, thank you. This is what I like. Thank you. Well, I have seen Oliver come in here on occasion. Yeah. Why? Why do you ask?
He was here last night. Now he's missing.
No, he was here 3 days ago, and
He was here 3 days ago, and then now he's missing.
No kidding. Well, it's so sad to see something happen to such a nice young guy like that.
Don't you lie to us. We all know he was a bad egg.
He was a righteous.
No more puns. No more. That's strike 2. Strike 2, Trilby. Okay. Already you got into some stuff with the moles.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
not Jerry and Sylvia.
Maybe. I don't know. That's all I know. It's all anybody. People don't tell me much.
Here's another 5, Finn. Here's another 5.
And he takes the 5s and he puts it in your jacket. He says, "I still don't know anything. I'm sorry, but thanks. Thanks for the money, pal. I appreciate it. You're down to 1 strike."
All right.
And he wanders. Some other people want to come in, so he goes to the door. He goes to the door and deals with them. He's over there now.
Are there any moles in the bar?
There are also, not that you can see. There appears to be another way in up some stairs that goes out to the surface out the back near behind the bar. There are a couple doors that lead to offices at the club that sort of off limits to the people in there. There's a bar to the Kenny Kangaroo is serving drinks, and was it? Whoa, what else I got here?
In the first adventure, we never made Andy check his notes somehow. Nothing we did ever seemed to cause him to say, "Oh, I have that information." We're making that happen a lot. Should we go to the train station, maybe?
That's exactly where the moles normally hang out. Is
All
at the
right.
train station.
So the
Yeah,
moles are at the train station.
Yeah, they run this town. They run Train Town. Verity?
Sure. Well, I mean, if that's I was going to say, surely there's some sort of mold or basement that's in the bar, maybe that they come and go from. But if they hang out at the train station, let's go to the train station. That's where they go.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for all the help, Finn. We're gonna go visit the moles.
It just felt like we were making Andy work too much, and we want to
Yeah.
help him and not make him check his notes all the time.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
I was trying to see what else was in the club because I had a lot of things in the club.
He was totally prepared to run an entire game of cabaret for us if we wanted to as well.
All right. So as you pick up your things and you're about to leave and you're heading out of the club, a door opens behind the bar, and Sylvia the mole walks out. Goes to Kenny, and says, "I have a scotch on rye." And Kenny says, "All right."
A scotch on rye. Ooh,
A scotch
never
on
had a
rye.
Scotch on rye.
What you do is you take a big piece of rye bread and you soak it in the scotch, and it's a good snack if you don't want to dirty a glass.
Oh, I was thinking it was like 2 ounces of whiskey. There was like some Canadian rye, and then there was like. So while she has her back to the door, I run through the door that she came out of.
Ooh.
Oh,
This is why Turtle's such a good part of the team.
Inside, you see what's the other one? Jerry? Is it Jerry the mole?
Jerry and Sylvia. Yeah.
You see Jerry the mole, and he's also got his scotch soaked rye bread, and he's taking a bite out of it, and he's got some poker cards in his hand. And tied to a chair next to him is Oliver the chicken, who sees Rocky, and you make eye contact, and there is a palpable moment of tension.
Has he also been after my sister?
Why not? He is a bad egg. I'm sure he's hitting on everybody's sister. Not that there's anything wrong with that if the sister likes it. So yeah. So
I don't need to untie him, but I think I need to grab some rope and run circles around Jerry so that they're both tied to chairs.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Do I have time to do that before other people arrive?
Well, let's roll for that. That sounds like a speed move. If you could roll for your.
I rolled a 7, and I need a
Okay.
6 or lower.
Very good. So that happens. You're able to get tied to tie up Jerry. And have you untied Oliver at this point?
I wasn't intending to, but I didn't quite get the number I needed. So I feel like maybe I've tied all 3 of us up at this point.
Okay.
It was
So it was a fail.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I almost took that. So yeah, let's say you do that. You tie all three of you up in that back room there. Poker chips and cards go flying, and you're all together. And Jerry looks at you and, where did you come from?
Good egg.
And at this. So at this point, back in the club, Sylvia has got her scotch on rye, and she is heading. Verity and Trilby, you can see her heading back into the back room.
Quickly to the back room. Let's go.
Okay.
What's the fastest way there? Should we go over the bar?
We could go over the bar.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe there's a subway. You could go to the train station and hop on a subway.
I think we're gonna do the classic thing, just like private eye business. I'm gonna like lift up Verity on one hand and do like an action dive over the bar and try and slide through the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that way everyone will be like, oh, it's private eye business. That happens all the time. This isn't a big deal at all.
Can I pull that move exactly? But can I be sliding on a $5 bill and then I just leave it on the counter when I hop down the other side? And I go, here's a tip. We have expenses.
Oh, thank you. And so yeah, that's, I won't make you roll for that. That's pretty standard private eye stuff.
Excellent.
So let's say all that all that goes down. You make it into all make it into the back room there, and you see Rocky and Oliver and Jerry all tied up together.
Can I do one last thing as we slide through?
Certainly.
I want to close the door behind us.
Okay, sounds good.
Excellent. All right.
You do that. Then Sylvia opens the door.
Oh no!
Sees you
And closes the door.
and closes the door and pulls out a gun. And she says, "Oh, isn't this a nice little party we're having back here?"
All right, it's monologue time. I hadn't been in a situation this sticky since 1939 with the crows. But once again, I found myself staring down the barrel of a gun held by a blind person.
Is that right? Are they all visually impaired?
They're moles!
They're more.
But it's dark. It's dark in here.
Oh, we're
they
in a
can see
dark
just
room.
fine.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go.
It doesn't put me in any less danger, but they have a gun.
Right, it's a dark room and they have a gun, and so you hear this mole saying, "Oh, look here, Jerry, what happened to you?" And he says, "I don't know. Everything was going fine. The Scotch on rye is delicious, and all of a sudden I'm tied to this turtle and the Oliver chicken got." And
Are you in 3 different chairs, or all 3 of you tied together on one chair?
How many chairs? Probably all tied together. I mean, it went badly.
right, yeah.
Okay, so like all 3 of you back to back to back tied to the same chair?
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. That's a good image.
Perfect. So why did you kidnap Oliver Chicken?
Who says we kidnapped him? Maybe he likes getting tied up and playing poker.
He does like to get tied up and played poker. That is very much well within his character. But why the ransom note then?
What ransom note?
Verity?
Oh, she's too smart for us. Let's just fight her.
The case comes to a close. I guess we fail.
No.
No, she could just deny it.
Yeah.
So let's like she's brandishing a gun at us.
Yeah. Now this is how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna get you two, Trilby and Verity here. She doesn't say your names because she doesn't know your names. As I'm gonna get you two to untie my friend here, and then sit down next to our friend Oliver so we can tie you all up together.
Can I use my quick change ability?
Absolutely. Please, fight, do something.
Yeah.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
Exactly. What are moles afraid of? What's the natural enemy of the mole?
Ooh.
Fire.
Light?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna transform into like a giant flashlight costume where the flashlight lights up, and I'm gonna try to blind her. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna have like a huge switch on me and like my stomach, and I'm gonna press it down, and the light's gonna come over the top of my head. I'm gonna
If
be
it's
like,
a lighthouse,
blinded.
you go out horizontally.
Yeah, like, oh yes, I'm a lighthouse.
Ah, the
Wow.
classic lighthouse cosplay.
How noir.
Oh, it passes. Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
Incredible. So that passes, and exactly as you say, you're a lighthouse, and it blinds Sylvia. She goes, "Oh no!" She drops the gun.
As she
Get
says
her,
that, I go,
Sylvie.
bam! And we do like the ba-da-ba. Like I grab the gun, and I
Yeah.
go to turn it around. Just like never expected a sudden reversal, did you, Mamio?
You know what? I didn't. And
Thank you,
also,
Verity.
ow! It's so bright. Ah! Oh no. Okay, fine. Yes. All right. Yes, we did kidnap the bad egg chicken man. So what? It's some easy money
Why him?
because he comes from a very rich and respectable family. And he's very weak. Look at him. And she points to Oliver, and he's 3 pounds soaking wet. He's just, and it's an easy mark. Look, it was easy.
So is Oliver awake for this conversation?
Oliver is awake and very, very wide-eyed, and just sort of
Can we
looking
fix that?
if you would like, what would you like to do?
Well, I want a cut. They're saying there's a lot of easy money, but that's not going to work if he's listening to this conversation.
You could probably headbutt him with your long, expandable neck.
I mean, maybe we all need some scotch on rise as well, and his could be special.
Ah.
Okay, so that was a wink. Let me do it again. Okay, so his could be special.
I see.
I hear what you're saying, Rocky. I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna go have a little word with the bartender. Hey, Kenny. I look around the room. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 scotch on rye and one of the Saturday surprises.
So as Trilby is out of the room, Jerry is blinded, but he's not been asleep. He has worked out a switchblade from his back pocket and has started on the ropes. And he is just quietly behind his back doing this.
Oh, and if I notice that, I'm like, can you get mine when you're done with yours?
Yeah. Very good. So Sylvia says, and she says, so let me get this straight. You want us to, when you wink with this special scotch on rye, is this a we need to bury a body wink, or is this a we need to knock him out wink?
Moles. Why do I always have to work with moles? Why do they never understand that when I'm winking, that what I want them to do is to knock the chicken unconscious?
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. And so
Can I come back into the room with my series of drinks now?
Yes, absolutely.
So there's 5 that look like normal rye on bread, and there's one that's in like a goblet with a skull, and like a skull thing's coming out of the top of it. It's like, all right, 6 perfectly ordinary drinks for everybody here. All right. And don't worry about it, Oliver. This is a perfectly ordinary part of any sort of detective thing. This is when we get their shields down and we discover their motivation as to why they've kidnapped you.
And Oliver says, "Oh, that sounds good. That sounds real great." Oh,
all right, but I still have the pistol in my hand.
Okay.
And I start handing out drinks.
Very, very good.
So, Serge, realistically, does Trilby get the drinks to the right people? Or is one of us going to end up drinking that special?
I failed my smarts roll.
Okay.
Can we see if any of us are smart enough to figure out if the clearly different glass is the one that you're not supposed to have?
I fail my smarts roll, so I also do not notice.
I fail my smarts roll.
Andy, would you like to roll a d6? There are 6 of us. Who does the drink end up with?
Or you could just decide what's funniest.
Yeah, or you could just hand it to one of us.
That is true. Well, it's funnier if this blows up in your face. So I'm going to say Trilby gets the bad drink.
Excellent. All right. So I hand out everything to everyone. It's like, all right, scotch and rye for you, and for you, and for you, and for you, and for you. And I'm holding the last one. I'm like, in one Saturday special, and I wink to everyone in the room.
And I drink it.
I say, a cheers to everyone for a successful operation. All right. And then we have the drink there. And it's very important to remember that I still have the gun. And then I immediately fall over unconscious snoring.
Very good.
So I think I've misunderstood this plan. Are we charging a ransom for Trilby? So Oliver, what will your family pay if we return Trilby safely?
I don't know.
Oh.
If we let you go, will you go ask?
I could go ask.
Yeah, go ask what your sister wants for a hot date with Trilby.
Oh, I guess I could do that. Sure. I mean, they've always had a sort of thing. This seems sort of unethical. If I may,
you're a rich person. This should be comfortable for you.
Oh, my family's rich. I just come here for the music. I and maybe I got some gambling debts with the moles, but that's fine.
Perfect.
Gosh,
right.
and
so while he runs off, can I ask Sylvia and what's the other mole's name? Jerry and Sylvia. What are his gambling debts? How much does he owe you?
Well,
just out of curiosity.
Yeah, well, how did he sound? It was one of. I've got two voices. I've got a gravelly one and I've got a high one. And he says, well, he's in with what was her name? What was her name? He's in debt to Queen Midnight for about
We don't want to mess with Queen Midnight.
Yeah. And we're not her best people either, are we, Sylvia? No, I thought we were up there. No, we're not his best people. You don't want to mess with Queen Midnight here, but he's in deep with her for about $5,000.
Whoa!
Yeah. So.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure a hot date with Trilby will fetch at least that much.
Trilby, what do you? No, Trilby's out cold. How's Trilby? This is the second game in a row in which Trilby has been drugged.
I'm still tied up.
You're still tied. You're still tied up. So and so Jerry says, "Oh, let me help you with that," and he takes his So he's been sawing away at the rope. He gets the rope out, and as that's coming off, he picks Rocky up and he puts him in a headlock with a knife to his throat. He says, "Now look here, the tables have turned once again."
Oh no!
What?
It's okay. No, Olivia Chicken gave us an expense account. Let me just write that out. There you go. That should cover the debts. Please let Rocky go.
A blank check. Well, how good is that? That's a horse of a different color. And all of a sudden, out the back, you hear a bunch of rumbling coming down the spiral staircase, and the door and Finn the Shark out. You hear all you can really hear is a bunch of rumbling out there. Is that
have they called one of their trains?
One of the famous mole trains where they always hang out. Finn opens the slide and says, "Hey, you can't come in here." And then there is one of those police battering rams. Battering ram opens the door, and Plod, the police chief, bursts in the club and says, "This is a raid!" So pandemonium erupts immediately. There's people flying everywhere. Oliver Chicken has been caught by one of those police trying to get out. Is got by the scruff of the neck. So where are we now? So Trilby is unconscious.
A massive fight scene.
A massive fight scene is broken out with cops and gangsters and people dressed very nicely and gamblers. They're out on the floor. So this is what is happening now. So has Oliver left? No, I think Oliver must be in the room because otherwise there's not a lot to do with this. Where to go?
Didn't you say Plod had caught him?
Yeah, they got him by the scruff of the neck, and his little three. Plod's got Oliver by the neck, and Jerry sees that through the door, to say it's open a crack, and so you know what? That's a very generous offer, but the pockets of the Chicken family are much deeper. And he takes Rocky and he throws him into Verity.
Can I have a fight roll to resist this?
Absolutely.
I rolled an 8 and my fight is 8.
Perfect.
So I just scrape out a success.
Excellent. So you, as he throws you, you are able to catch him judo style from the back and throw him over your shoulder onto the ground. Jerry is now on the ground and has got his bell rung, and he's looking around, going, "What was that? What happened?"
But where's the check? Where's the money? We're not leaving without the money.
Floating in the air, I imagine.
Okay. So I took care of Jerry. Someone take care of the check.
Okay.
Snatch.
Okay. Has it been long enough that Trilby is awake again?
I like the idea that Trilby rises from the ground because he hears a fight, and then you see him like, "I'm the greatest heavyweight boxing champion in all of San Francisco. Ding, ding, ding." And then just starts shadow boxing in the spot.
All right, let's point him towards the door and get out in his wake.
There we go. So you're on your way out. There are two entrances. The one the police came through, and there's one behind the bar that leads out to an alley. Oliver Chicken is still down there. The police chief has just got Plod is punching drunks with one arm and has got Oliver in the other over here.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to run quickly around them and create sort of a vortex, and then when it slows down, Plod has one of the other cops in his grip, and I'm running out the back with Oliver.
Okay.
Nice. Can I try that?
You certainly can.
All right. Yes, I did. I got a 5. I needed a 6.
Congratulations! And this is precisely what has happened. So you've got. You've got. Describe to me once more what has happened. You've got Oliver.
Yes. So Plod was like she had hold of Oliver.
Yes.
And then when the dust settles, she's holding one of the other cops in the hand that was holding Oliver.
I see now. So this is exactly what has happened. And that now there is a way out the back. There's a press to get out the back, but but that seems to be the better end to go through if you're trying to get out of this situation. Is this
Verity's the clever one. I follow her.
Yeah. Out the back to the alley.
Push me at the front like a bulldozer or like a running back, and I just shadow box.
Yeah, we're going down behind the bar. You're shadow boxing, and people are being hit.
It's your own fault.
You're just windmilling.
Excellent. Yeah. I like this so much, I won't make you roll for it. So you're going through this, and you're creating a wake of people, of partygoers that are sort of the sort of a rooster tail on either side as you plow your way through these people up the stairs out into the back alley with Oliver.
And Oliver tail, kind of.
Yeah.
Passing through. Excuse me, I say quietly over the chaos. Coming through. Don't mind us.
Of course, yeah. Speakeasy's super illegal, so just being in here is probably enough to get us arrested. So we got to get out.
Yeah,
exactly. You make it out. You make it outside. What's the time? 6:45. So yeah, let's say.
Is the car waiting for us for a heroic getaway?
You bet. Carl, the inflatable car, is right there. He says, "Get in the back," and you get in the back. You start driving down the rainy streets of San Francisco, and Oliver is there going, "Wow, thanks so much, folks. That was I was close. Like several people almost died, and I nearly got arrested. This is great. You know, I don't think I'm going to do any more gambling from now on.
Want to bet?"
And again, I think Dale has the closing line again. And we see the iris close in on Farm Noir, Toon Noir. Another great episode. Probably won't come back again. Who knows?
You're really good at this, Andy.
Oh, thank you. That's episode 7 of Farmer McFarmson's Farm. Join us next week at the same time, I believe, for more fun.
Same farm time, same farm place.